Hello, and my name is Hallie. Today I'm going to be talking with you about how I lived the last couple months without a phone, and now that I've decided to reintroduce a phone, specifically an iPhone 7, back into my life, how this has affected me and what my strategies are to manage my phone addiction. I wanted to get rid of my phone for a while because I felt there was a compulsion that I had towards it and the actions that I would take and the amount of time that I would spend on there. I had considered getting a dumb phone and created kind of an experiment behind that, but before I could get there, an accident forced me to get rid of my phone entirely, and I now know that this was the right answer all along. It was to just go cold turkey, no phone. But now I got a phone. This was mostly because I was an inconvenience to those around me. The addiction for technology will always be there, even if the phone is not there. You'll fill that void with some other device. What is required is major restraint, self-restraint at that, and imposed rules and boundaries. For me and my family, my rules now contain no phone around the baby, no phones on Saturdays. Even if we leave, we have to write down directions or just figure it out. Also, during the week, when I do have my phone, I prefer to use my AirPods for phone calls that are just for me and for listening to things so that the baby doesn't have to see the screen. And even myself, I don't have to see the screen and just be staring at the screen the entire time. And I use my computer for major projects and things that I need to check more in depth. Strategy for my phone now includes leaving it in a box in my cupboard where I can put the charger in there. I even leave my AirPods in there when they're not being used. Have it out of sight, semi out of mind, but I can hear it if I need to. This organizational method on my phone with the apps. I leave it on Do Not Disturb.
I like to keep a black background so it's simple and easy. I have an iPhone 7 that I got repurposed from Gazelle. I believe it's rose gold colored. I don't keep a case on, but I have one of those clear covers over the front. But I keep a black background for the lock and the home screen, and I just have this kind of dashboard with all of my apps so I don't have to flick through and look for anything. I have my messaging, my calls, and then most used apps, which, GPS, which I don't use that often, but my email, my Poshmark Shop. And the one thing that's different since I recorded this is I have added the Numbers app because I've been using a budget spreadsheet. But most of these are what I use when I click on my phone if I need to. And then I have the second category, which is kind of secondary stuff. I don't often use my camera or contacts, and I have some recipes I keep in the book, and on the second page are things that I never use but cannot delete. So they're stuck on there, unlike some of the other ones, but I just leave them on the second page like that. And then I like to leave my screen time and my batteries on this other portion just so I know how long I've spent on my phone and I can be aware of that. But it's a pretty simple method. I don't have much on there because I'll check other things on my computer. I like it though, as far as having a phone if I have to have one.
Once I got the phone again, I realized the pull to just let me check one little thing that turned into a 30-minute spiral down a rabbit hole on the internet. I feel like this is a very natural thing for when we have this technology because it creates a facade of productivity, making us feel like we're doing something when really we're just being compulsive. Sometimes you don't even get to the original purpose of what you were trying to do. I made another video similar to this talking about some tips of how to curb your addiction, and I'm sure that you could find this video helpful. Just remember, these people that design these apps and the phones want your eyes and your time. The tool of a phone is not necessary, but it can be used with great restraint as a helpful resource. We just have to decide if time captured by the screen is worth the trade-off.